Hello, Decay here today with an episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we're back on the world to do some more stuff, aka finally start the big project, or, well, I guess one of the big projects. What other big projects do we have? We have the museum, the aquarium, the aviaries, so I guess this is like big project 1 of 4. But yeah, today we are going to be starting construction on the Raptor House, which is something I've been talking about for ages, looking forward to for ages, and now it's finally gonna happen, guys. And I'm very, very, very excited about that. So, first off, if we run over here, I think the area it's going to be going is right over here. In fact, above this lake. And I'd be like, Caden, why are you putting it here? Well, that's because, yeah, it's just easier to build a massive structure on mostly flat land that I don't have to spend, like 400 hours leveling, so yeah, that's why it's gonna be going over here. Is that, what? How? I swear these things teleport all over the map. How is this here? There's never been a dinosaur over here. How? What? Okay, that's bizarre. That's real weird. Anyway, the plan for today, because this is gonna be a multi-episode project, I would like to try and get most of the terraforming done, and if possible, even start laying out the foundations for the building. If not, well, we'll try and get as far as we can. One thing I will quickly bring up is the Cretaceous area here, and the fact we're gonna have to lead this in somehow, which I'm thinking means my plans for Parasaurolophus and their Dinosaurs might change slightly to bring them more over here. So that way there's more of like stuff over here and it's not just this really long pathway through the mountains to like spookiness, But anyway, that is all I'm going to say for now. So I'm going to get started on the terraforming, and I'll bring you guys back when I've gotten a good way through it. Alright, everybody, here we are back with what we just finished working on in the time-lapse. So that was from a 3-hour live stream we did over the weekend, and yeah, it was pretty good. We got way more done than I really thought we were gonna finish off, but I mean, look at all this. We've created such an incredible amount of space to work with for this building. It's pretty crazy. I think we're gonna end up having more space than we will end up needing, more than likely, but that's fine by my books. It does mean, hopefully at least, that we won't have to worry about getting more space later, which is always a good thing. It's better to get a bit of extra space now than to run out of space later and panic. But anyway, so what do we still need to do? So I think we still need to finish throwing in dirt around here, working a bit more over there, and then I guess after that I'll start laying out the outline for the build and just kind of figuring out where things will be going. But after that, I don't really think we're gonna have much left to do today. So hopefully, I'm gonna take, well, okay, so I'm gonna do a bit more work. Hopefully we're gonna get a bit more of the dirt done. And then once I finished all that, hopefully we'll go and get started on the outlines. We'll see. You know, it should be interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna go get started on that, and I'll bring you guys back in when some progress has been made. All right, we're back, and I got a bit more work done. Not anywhere near as much as I thought I would. I think I only spent like 45 minutes, maybe an hour working. I just kind of extended the stuff out this way, got rid of a ton of trees over here, and you can see the last of the fires burning out there. And then worked on getting more of the dirt thrown in over here. Kind of filled this in a bit more, set it up for what will probably be a transition back into normal terrain. But man, wow, you guys have no idea just how long I have spent working on this, and it's kind of tearing at me. I don't think we're gonna work on the dirt for a little bit, well, for much more today. I think I want to get started on the outline, and then if the outline starts to go over where we have set up, I'll immediately go and add in more dirt. But we are running low on dirt reserves. For those who were there on the live stream, you guys know we ate through like four double chests full of dirt just to make what we had at the beginning there, and I've eaten through a bit more now. So we're running low on dirt. We're running low on a lot of supplies. So hopefully we can finish this off without too much trouble. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, I think that's all I've got to really say for an update. So I'm gonna get to work on the outline, and I'll bring you guys back in when hopefully I've got a proper outline set up and a good idea of where everything's going. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, everybody, we're back, and oh man, it's been a grueling, I think, 2.5, 3 hours for me. There's been a bit of a time skip from like the last clip to this one. I took a bit of a break from the world, had some fun, came back, and I've again spent the last 2.5 to 3-ish hours, I've lost track at this point, working on planning stuff. And I'm not finished yet, and obviously there's not gonna be a full building behind me, but I think I'm at a good point where I think I can show you guys the majority of what I'm thinking. So if I turn around real quick, ta-da! The outline of our Raptor House as it currently stands. So yeah, I was kind of right. This is more than enough space for the building. The building is going to have tons of area to sit, and it should be pretty good. But if we walk our way over here, you can see I do have 4 skeletons. I'm not sure if these are gonna stay. They were originally just here, so I had a size reference for the animals. So we have the Ornitholestes here, the Deinonychus, Velociraptor, and Centipodi. But I really, really like the look of it, and part of me would be somewhat interested in keeping it. Although once Osteoraptor's added, it might not work anymore. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, this is the current layout for the build. We have what's going to be some sort of store or something here. Got lots of little space. I'm thinking this will be like a gift shop or something. We'll put it right by the entrance because I feel like that makes sense. This and this and these 2 things here. These are all going to be planters where we're going to just throw stuff. And actually this one over here is a planter as well. So I want to have a decent amount of greenery inside the build, make it look really pretty, really nice. But the big thing, I have got 3 of the exhibits done so far. Well, planned out, basically. The first one is going to be the Centipodi, which is in this big one here. It's actually about the same size as the Velociraptor one in terms of square footage, but this one just looked better. It will, I think, look better with the Centipodi, just because the Centipodi is a bit of a bigger dinosaur, and we aren't going to have as many of them. The Raptors, we're probably going to have 4 to 5, maybe 6 in its exhibit, probably maybe not that many, but we're gonna have quite a few Velociraptors, but not very many Centipodis. So I figured this exhibit would work really well for them, just because it's gonna be fairly open, just kind of like, it's gonna be a decent exhibit for them. I just think just 3 of them in here. They're pretty big, but this exhibit also just feels really big itself, so that'll be really good. Over here, the smaller exhibit is going to be the Ornitholestes, and the reason for this is, well, there's probably only going to be 1 or maybe 2 Ornitholestes in the entire build. So due to the small amount of them and the fact they are tiny, they're about the same size as the Velociraptor, they didn't end up needing a very big exhibit. In fact, this area wasn't even meant to be an exhibit at first, but then I realized, as I was kind of planning things out, I'd forgotten about Ornitholestes, so I made this as an exhibit, and what was going to go here is going to go somewhere else, maybe over there or over here somewhere. We'll see what happens. And then finally over here, the final exhibit I have 100% down is the Velociraptor exhibit, which I said, again, is about the same size as the Pseudopody one in terms of square footage, but has a much more narrow feel to it as it's along a curve, I don't know, it kind of gives it this more narrow feel, like I said. I don't know why I felt the need to reiterate that, but we should be able to fit a couple of them. I think we should be able to fit at least 5 in here comfortably, and I can always expand it out a tiny bit if I need to. Now, there was stuff over here. I will say that real quick. There was stuff over here. I had this massive like curve starting all the way over there, coming back around and looping up to that. And outside of that, there was a massive set of exhibits and a big planter in the middle. And that was going to be for, what was it called? Osteoraptor and Deinonychus. But I ended up not really liking the idea I'd come up with there and decided to redesign it. And I think that's why those 2 exhibits still aren't here. I am going to spend probably another hour and a half to 2 hours after this clip just trying to get the last few things in. I want to get this whole building planned out, at least the first floor, planned out completely before we get to end the episode, because I really want to set this up well. I really want to set this well up so that way I can, man, I'm messing up my English, I'm that tired, but yeah, I think we can set this up really well, and if we can do that, I think that's going to be awesome. It's going to really help with getting this build online. But anyway, there is a few other things I want to talk about real quick before we get into that. This is a bit of a mess up, but I'll fix that up later. And that is, you'll notice behind all of these exhibits, there's all these weird little cobblestone lines, and these currently, well, this one and that one are both shelters. So this is where the dinosaurs are going to go to hide away from the people, you know, so they're not constantly being looked at. But rooms like this are going to be for the veterinarians or the animal keepers and zookeepers and stuff, and we've got hallways going around so you can see. So again, there was meant to be exhibits over here, so there was going to be a staff path heading over this way, so that way they could get into that exhibit, and that'll probably come back at some point. But we've got a staff building there. There might be some more staff storage stuff here. We've got more staff rooms back there, and we have a pretty big staff area, which is also meant to be somewhat of a loading area. So this might be where they're loading in supplies for some of the bigger dinosaurs, since the Osteoraptor and Deinonychus will also be hooking up somewhere around here. So I figured we can have this staff area kind of link up to that way as well. So it's also going to be a bit wider. So that way, obviously, the people who are bringing the supplies in, because this is probably bigger pallets and stuff, they can bring like a hypothetical forklift or something in here to move this stuff around. But yeah, that's what we have so far, as well as you can quickly see over here, I chose birchwood just because it's also the reason I chose granite and cobblestone. These are all blocks I have an incredible abundance of, so I was like, you know what, why not use these for outlining? It's blocks I don't usually use for actual builds, so using them for outlines like this I feel works wonderfully. But this is denoting the second floor. These will probably be stairs in the final build, I think, just because I think that's going to fit better with how I want to augment this. But the idea of this is I want a second floor for people to view certain exhibits at. Or a second level for people to view exhibits, because as people diligently pointed out over the live stream, which it's been a while since then now, but I was kind of thinking about this idea that people had brought up in the back of my head while I was building this outline, and that was the Microraptor. I'd forgotten about the Microraptor, and then when I'd remembered it, I was thinking, oh, we'll just throw this, you know, in the aviary section with all the other flying animals, but it really should go in the Raptor House, and that was a big motivator then for making a 2-story building, so that way we can have an area where people can walk through a Microraptor exhibit or something like that, and I think that'll look really awesome. Hopefully it'll be really cool. I'm not going to make the double story for all the exhibits. I think, well, especially not like the Ornitholestes, but I think the Pseudopody might get a viewing area, and then the 2 bigger Dromaeosaurs, and then the... Yeah, because I don't think Velociraptor's going to get one. So these 2 smaller exhibits won't get one, but the other 4 will, just because I feel like that's going to fit a bit better. I'm also really thinking that our Dromaeosaurs are the Osteoraptor and the Deinonychus are both going to get outdoor sections to their exhibits, because I feel like that'll make sense. And since this is meant to be the second entrance in, it'll also give a good pathway connection over here to where those exhibits are. So hopefully that all works out. I know I'm talking way too much for the fact I'm gonna make another clip, but yeah, this is what we got so far. I'm very excited with what we have. I'm really tired, but yeah. So I just need to plan out both the last 3 exhibits and then the vet area, I think, and then I will be completely done with planning. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna get started on that, and I will bring you guys back in when I finished. I'm feeling a bit less tired now, but yeah, I think we're in a good spot, people. I think we're in a very good spot. I got the last 3 exhibits kind of planned out, and I think we might be close. I mean, I'm sure this is going to change somewhat, obviously, next episode and the episodes to come as I slowly build the actual thing and not just use a template. But a couple quick changes. I decided it's actually a lot simpler to figure out where the planters are going if I consistently just use this birchwood, because, well, using slabs like this that are a completely different color is a really good way to tell myself, hey, this is something different, don't make this a wall. Also, that's why I use the granite here. These are meant to designate like fence posts, so that way I know, you know, like put fencing between X and Y or something like that, although I guess I wasn't very consistent with that, so I did also switch out these slabs here with stairs to kind of give me an idea about how high up I wanted to make the staircase. And I don't know, part of me feels like that is really steep. Like, it's 6 blocks up, and I feel like that might be a bit too steep, and I might actually end up seeing if I can do slabs from here to about here, or find some other way to make the staircase work, make it maybe a bit less intense. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, coming over here, I have got more stuff done. So one, there's still a bit of work I want to do here to kind of finish up this little this is the Velociraptors actually. Messed with their exhibit a bit, but we have the last couple of exhibits over here. So this is going to be our Microraptors. It's not a very big exhibit, but also I'm imagining, since I don't actually believe I have a size comparison, but I'm going to imagine the Microraptors probably aren't going to be much bigger than a chicken, since that's about how big they were in real life. So I feel like we can fit a couple in here, and this should be more than enough space. And if it isn't, we can always knock this a block or two closer to this exhibit. So we got plenty of space to move into should we need it. What else have I done? We have this. This is what I hope to make the veterinary area. Again, plenty of room to expand this if I feel like I need to. And then coming over here, empty space. But we have a bunch more planters. I put a lot of planters over here, but I think that's a good idea because it's gonna just, you know, it's gonna make this area a bit more lively, hopefully. But we have our 2 big exhibits. Now, I did actually go on and check the model for the Osteoraptor, and I mean, I might be wrong. It's kind of hard to tell with models, you know, if they're not like in the game, so you can't like really tell how big they are, but the Osteoraptor looks like it might be a bit smaller than Deinonychus. So these exhibits might be a little bit big for both of them, and actually, I want to get the mini-map up. I mean, they're definitely the 2 biggest exhibits in the building by far, so that's good at least, but it might end up being a bit too much space. If that's the case, that'll be fine. We can just throw more Osteoraptors in if I need to. But this is what we have so far. I haven't ended up putting in an outdoor space for either of these guys yet. Now that's just because I want to finish the building first. And then I want to see, hey, do I need to throw in more space here somewhere? And if I don't, awesome, I built more than enough space for this. And if I feel like that'll add a lot, if I do add an outdoor area, great, we'll do that too. It's also why the staff pathing over there does not continue all the way around, and instead we have a little entrance over here to this exhibit. But yeah, so I guess, what else do I have to talk about? I guess not too much. So as you obviously can tell, there is going to be a second floor, and I think I've already mentioned, like, this is going to have a upstairs viewing into some of the enclosures going along this side. But I do think I'm gonna have a couple other things up here aside from that. I'm thinking we might also have things like a restaurant. I know I keep saying that every time we do a building. Oh, we're gonna do a restaurant on the second story. I do really wanna try that here, and I really wanna try and do some cool stuff with it. I just need to get there, so hopefully. What else did I do? This. So I'm thinking this might be the bathrooms. If not, it'll be some storage space. So yeah, but that's what we've got so far, guys. We have quite a lot of stuff here getting ready to go. Just set and ready for next episode, and I'm very, very, very excited for this. So yeah, next episode, hopefully we're going to get started on the first floor. That's all I'm planning to do, just get the walls up, get the floors in, and that's all we're gonna worry about. And then the episode after that, hopefully we'll get to the second floor. And after that, if we're done with all the walls and everything, we will start, well, getting into the exhibits. So sometime next week, hopefully, we will be getting, or until, I guess, the latter half of next week, hopefully, we will start getting some animals in. I kind of want to do Ornitholestes first because that's the newest of the animals, and then maybe Psittapodi. I want to do the newer ones first since those are the ones I haven't ever gotten before, because I think that'll be cooler. But anyway, I think that's all we have for today, so thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think we can add to this building, any suggestions you may have. I mean, now's the best time to suggest them since I don't really have any current plans, like, set in concrete yet. But yeah, again, any suggestions you have. But other than that, thank you all for watching again. Hope you've all enjoyed. And until next time, guys, see ya.